You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the March 13, 2024 meeting of the Michigan City Commission on the Social Status of African American Males. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Social Status. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Social Status African American Male. It is March 13th, 2024. Can we please all rise for the pledge? Mr. Kalaba, could you lead us, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Secretary, on the roll call, please.
Stacy Bennon,
Present.
Dennis Carroll,
Present.
Walter Cox,
Present.
Kenny Fly Senior, Pastor Dwayne Hurt,
Present.
Pastor Robert Johnson,
Present.
Mike Jones,
Present.
Casey McCormick,
Present.
Rodney McCormick,
Present.
Willie Millsap, Faye Moore present, Nick Pollock, Taylor Tillman, Mike Walker, Council Liaison Joseph Nelson, we have 10 present. That is a quorum of 8.
Just come to his office and tell me to come in. Yes. Miss,
Let us show that Taylor Tillman has arrived and Councilman Nelson is on.
Madam Secretary, do we have a correct email address for Nick Pollock? I seen when I sent something out, it kicked back. So did you have success reaching?
No,
I will go to clerk's office and see if we can get that resolved today. Yes.
Kicked back for me also.
I don't know if he's hurt.
It kicked back when I tried to.
mine.
You guys. We'll,
The mayor appointment.
yes, so can you just make sure Ms. Moore receives that? At this time, for the new commissioners we have, last year we voted, whenever we have guest speakers, we will skip our agenda, we'll stop, and then we let the guest speakers come up and speak first after we have roll call. And so at this time, I would like to introduce the Director of Vector Control, Mr. Brett Kelly, and he has also brought Refuge Director, I believe, Chris Lottie. So, Mr. Kelly, you have the floor.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brett Kelly. I was appointed Director at the beginning of the year. And Mr. McCormick asked me to come and speak about some of the things that are going on in the city pertaining to Vector. Basically, Vector, we're the eyes and ears of the city as far as cleanliness. You know, a clean city is an inviting city. If our city is clean, we get businesses to come in. So we want to be inviting. And thus far, since January, and it's 3 months, but my crew has been out picking up garbage. We take care of, what is it? I got it down here. There's 42 miles of alleys in Michigan City, 172 miles of street. So street department takes care of the streets basically, but we help in the alleys and things, and these vacant lots, grass being cut, that falls on us. Thus far, and I say thus far because it's 3 months into the year, but we've only been out really working, picking up trash like about 3 weeks. We've picked up over 5 tons of trash in Michigan City in about 3 weeks. So 10,170 pounds to be exact. That's how much trash we've picked up. We've had some areas of concern, Myers, and there there are other areas of concern that we're really working on to keep this city clean, the job that I've been tasked with. So we are asking, I am asking, the administration is asking, just a few things. I wrote a few things down here. What causes a lot of the trash, especially in the alleys, is people overload their receptacles. They don't close the lids on the receptacles. When wind comes, it blows everything, you know? So just being a little more responsible, you know, for our city and actually for our neighborhoods. You know, and the other things is when lids don't close, the trash blows, and then keeping the alleys clean. The brush piles. We have a lot of brush piles, meaning where people cut down the brush and they put in the alley. If you cut down your brush and put it in the alley, call the street department, because that's a hotbed for rodents. You know, that's a hotbed for rodents. So we want to be very cognizant of that. And also just being good neighbors, being considerate of our neighbors, keeping our lawns mowed, you know, things of that nature. And since I'm speaking to the social status of African American males, I guess I'm speaking to African American, I'm speaking to all of Michigan City, but poignantly to African Americans about our community, keeping our community full of pride. Let's make sure, you know, we want our property values to stay up. We don't want our property values dropping. You know, it's very important because this city's on the cusp of growing and being inclusive. You know, being inclusive. And I'll take any courses, but those are just some of the bullet points that I wrote down to go over. Are there any questions?
Mr. Cox.
How you doing? Thank you for the delivery. But in May, farmers market will open down on 8th and Washington. Now, surrounding the farmers market are a number of people who are without shelter have begun to frequent that area throughout the year and have made it an eyesore a lot of times. And when the farmers and other merchants get there, vendors get there Saturday morning, like 6 o'clock or so, a lot of times the place is overrun with clothes, trash, food leavings, or what have you. And this becomes a deterrent to customers coming in. You see that, you know? So last year, actually it was last year, I was able to come in and speak to, because a lot of the vendors are my friends.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to come in and spoke to the then mayor, and he was able to dispatch some people out there the second week, and then came out himself once.
Mm-hmm.
But I was wondering, whose purview does that fall under? Would that be under Vector, or would that be under, because it's not in the alley?
No.
There's an alley there, but it's not in the alley. But
I don't want to speak too fast, but I'm almost certain that that's not Vector.
okay,
You know, you had a Main Street organization who you probably have to contact, and then they would contact the administration to see who can take care of that.
but I did it myself. I mean, I contacted the mayor and the guy who was in charge of special events.
Right.
And they dispatched a small crew out there one week, and they did a good job of cleaning up. But the next week, heaven forbid, it was right back.
Right.
And we end up resolving it. But I know it's going to reappear as soon as the market gets there, you know?
You know, the weather warms up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I will come back to City Hall. Thank you.
Commissioner Benny.
Welcome.
Thank you.
This is just to piggyback a little bit off of what Commissioner Cox said. And you said that you guys do the alleyways, is that correct?
Primarily alleyways, and we do abatements. If the grass is too tall, you know, we do abatements.
Okay, so if I have a neighbor that's their grass is overgrown and the rest of my neighborhood keeps their grass pretty well maintained.
Right.
Do we call the vector control for something like that?
Absolutely.
So, and then what would you do? Would you go and put something on their door or give them a warning or a notice to cut it or?
You give them 10 days to rectify the problem. And then if not rectified, we come out and we cut it and we charge $300 an hour
Wow.
to cut it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then part two is who do you call if a house or it could just be myself, if I have a lot of things inside my house that I want to lay on the side to be picked up, is that vector control or?
Mr. Carter, you want to come up?
Because myself, I haven't had that, but I do have neighbors that put things along the curbside all the time. And seems like it takes forever for those things to get picked up. It's just out there. So what's the process and then what's the timeline?
Well, the process is, and I'm Chris Carter, I'm with the Michigan City Refuge
Thank you.
Department. Was appointed at the beginning of the year. So the process with that is normally if they put it out, they're supposed to call it in. It goes on a list. Garbage inspector will go out, determine if there is a fee to be assessed for it. And then once that determination is made, then we will proceed with pickup. We are cognizant of people who put out over and over again because we do have that issue where we'll pick up somebody's debris and then they'll put some more out. And so it's like a process, but we try to make the turnaround. We've just been shorthanded too a little bit. So we try to make the process not be no more than maybe 3 or 4 days. But like I said, there's times where we don't have the manpower to put out, because what we would do is we pick it up with a dump truck and a payloader, and we might not at times have enough people for that crew. So, but we try to get on it. We try not to let it delay too long, but there has been instances where there's been stuff out there that's been out there like a couple weeks. So we're trying to address it right now.
Okay, thank you.
Mr.
I have a
Commissioner
question.
Jones.
I thank you guys for coming. My question is, okay, would it help by Myers if you put a sign out there, no litter, but it's a fine, like $100 fine at first? And say if officers come along, somebody's throwing trash out the window, because they do that, and start writing tickets out like that, would that help?
Well, currently, there's some negotiations going on.
Correct.
About rectifying that problem as we speak. Because that is a terrible looking area. And when visitors come in, I mean, it looks like a landfill, let's face it. So we work diligently out there. My crew was out there 2 days ago, Monday. Got like 12 bags of trash. And we're dealing with like 80-pound bags. So one person can't pick, it's hard for one person to pick the bags up by themselves. So we're working on that. And if you go out there today, you guys will see it looks really good, but how long will it last? So we're working on that right now to rectify that. And we do fines. I have an assistant that goes out, and then we have out of your department, Mr. Connie Adams. He gives the fines, tickets and stuff for traffic.
Mr. Councilman Nelson, please.
Hello, can I be heard? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay. How do you determine what areas are finable when it comes to this? Is it outcry from the local residents, or do y'all determine like hotbeds of places that's been heavily saturated with litter, and then that's how y'all determine if it's a finable area or not?
I couldn't understand you completely, but I did hear you say hotbeds.
Yes.
Primarily, my job is I ride. I look and I check, and there are some hotbeds. Some on the west side, St. John, the Cleveland Avenue extension. There are some hotbeds, and Woodland Avenue as well, Wellness Road. So those areas are constantly monitored. So if you see trash out there, don't think, because we're only a department of limited persons and resources. Believe you me, it's being observed. We will get, just be a little patient with us because the city is bigger than what a lot of people think. Like I said, 42 miles alleys and 172 miles of streets. That's a lot of ground cover.
Mr. Kelly, I think that also the councilman also asked, how do you determine when do you find someone? When a
After-
fine's supposed?
Yes.
After going out and talking.
More so the area, and I'm sorry to cut you off, Mr. Kelly. More so the area, and I'm saying that before, like Pullman Field, like you should be fine littering over there. And I'm just trying to figure out, do I have to create an ordinance to have that initiated, or is that something that Vector does?
Well, Vector, that's my job. We monitor.
Okay.
You know, we monitor, and if fines need to be submitted, we will submit fines. You have to call me, let me know, and then what I like to do is first, and maybe I shouldn't do this, but I like to talk to people first. I like to give people a chance. But then if that chance is not adhered to, then I go through the bureaucratic way of doing things. Gotta find people. But I try to be a people person, but that's why we have laws, bureaucracy.
And if I can just add something to that, Councilman, if you're still on the phone, it's real important that the issue that you're trying to address show up at the Board of Works meeting. They will also address this situation as well, and they can pass ordinances and they can change the fine schedule. But they, in the past, have fined a lot of money to people for not cutting their grass and not keeping their yard clean. Ms. Moore, Commissioner Moore, then I'll move on to Mr. Hurt.
Yeah, mainly you keep saying call. Can we get the phone number?
Call,
You said to call for for them to call the office,
yes.
but no numbers have been given out.
Oh, that's 87.
31530.
Right.
See, they good.
That's Central Services.
Sent 873-219-873.
1500.
1500
And 1530 is for refuge.
and 1530 for refuge. Thank you.
We have Mr. Hurt. I got you. I got Ms. Tillman first.
Thank you again for coming. One issue we have is raccoons. They can mess up a lot of things. Is there any objection to putting bricks on top of the garbage cans? Because these fellas are very manipulative.
I'll address that a little bit. No, there's no objection. We had a person that had that problem, and we told them you can put a brick on the can to keep the raccoons out. And a lot of the reason they're attracted to the garbage is because of the food waste that's in the garbage. And one of the things we're trying to tell people to try to cut back on the litter is to bag your garbage. Put it in a bag. A lot of people like to just put it in there loose. So when the guys go to dump the garbage, the loose garbage will come out because of the force of how it's dumping. But yeah, we got some people put bricks on there. There's some people that put tabs on there that'll keep it closed. So long as the garbage man can access the can, have access to it to get the lid open, yeah, you can put something on there if it'll deter the raccoons.
I found that ammonia works better than everything else
Yes. In Texas, that's what they do. They pour ammonia
on top of
the garbage.
Don't worry about the raccoon.
Yeah, rodents will stay away from it.
Okay, Commissioner Tillman, please.
First, I want to apologize for my tardiness, but thank you guys for being here. My first question is the Hitchcock area. I don't know if that's a question that should be directed towards you all or the street department, but I know that's a huge area where people just continuously dump and dump and dump. Is there anything that has been talked about to get that fixed, or?
That is my area. But there's a lot of litter along there. There's a lot of litter in the ditches. And of course, there's water in ditches. So we're going to try to collaborate with the sanitary district who maintains ditches to have the machinery to get down in there and get that litter, because I don't want my guys down in ditches. You know, we're not equipped for that. But that is another targeted area that we're very aware of. And I just had a thought when Mr. Carter was speaking, and I wrote some things down, I forgot this, but people, please do not put trash in the recyclable cans. do not put trash in the recyclable cans. It says it, recyclables only. And we're going that way. The city is going that way. We're going to be big on recycling. So I just wanted to reiterate that because we see it all the time. People put trash in the recyclable cans. Please do not do that.
Also, too, if I may add about the Hitchcock, the issue is dumping. People get extra garbage, they don't want to put it out because they don't want to get the ticket, so they'll dump back there. There are supposed to be ordinances in place to prevent dumping. However, it's not being enforced. So what you'll find if you go to other cities is that you have to enforce your dumping laws. So if you catch somebody dumping, and that's on the police, they have to issue a serious fine, ticket, or possible prosecution and press charges against them. So there are things in place that can be enforced. It's lax on it. So that has to be addressed because Hitchcock is a problem, and that's what it is. It's just people are out there dumping, and so and one of the things too with us is we are trying to invoke the community involvement and cleanliness of the city. So if people see something, call us and let us know so that we can respond on it quickly, so that we can stop those who are out there, the perpetrators, from doing these things, because we want to keep Michigan City clean. And so the thing that I'm instituting, I'm telling people is about community pride. You know, if your neighbor has a mess out there, let them know to clean it up and call us, because we do have a garbage inspector that addresses these things. He's the one that issued the citations and the fines and the tickets. And so he's really diligent on it. So, you know, we're asking for the community to be involved and helping us clean up the city as well.
That's it, Ms. Tillman? Go ahead.
With the part two to that Hitchcock question, I haven't mentioned it anywhere else, but is there any way that you guys can mention it to whoever needs to know, like to place a camera there? Maybe a camera might help, because the camera would help law enforcement as far as like.
There was one there, and they took it down.
Well, I guess that answers that question.
That was the last administration.
Okay. Well, obviously going forward, we're moving forward here. So
Yeah,
if
so
you guys could
hopefully,
mention that something, that would help law enforcement a lot to at least get vehicle descriptions and stuff like that.
Right.
My second question would be, how young do you all hire? What is the minimum age requirement for a vector or refuse?
18.
18? Right. Okay. Also, do you guys have any summer programs that you guys know of that would hire like teenagers to help you all?
Actually, when we leave here, we have an intern meeting in the EOC room about interns and hiring, doing things like that. So yes, we're working on that. We better let you
Pastor.
How close do y'all work with the city, like the city cleanup? My question is that last year we did a remodeling at the church, and it took almost 2 months for them to come pick up the stuff. I called. They told me, well, we'll be out there. So I got a little Adam about it, because I didn't want nobody to say that the church is not keeping their property up. So how close do y'all work together?
Well, we work collaboratively. And again, I want to say that was the last administration. This administration, it's a different administration. You know, this is serious. Again, I cannot reiterate enough. A clean city is an inviting city. And that's what we've been tasked with. And I take my job seriously. So if that ever happens again, you got a new man, you know, you call, you have that number, we're going to do it. Like I said, sometimes we can't get it the first day or second day, but it will be dealt with in this administration.
Thank you. Yeah. Commissioner McCormick.
Thank you for being here today. You mentioned that you had about 5 tons picked up in the last 3 weeks.
Mhm.
Are all of those tonnage, is there a fee or a fine associated with that pickup, or is that part of the overall scope? You pick up those that's in the alleyway, and there's no fine associated with it.
No. That's taxpayer dollars that way.
Okay.
you know, working to keep the city clean. And actually, we take it and we put it in the refuse trucks and they take it to the landfill and dump it. So there is no cost.
No cost, right? For the, for a community member to call, for a pickup or for a neighbor, is that always associated with a fee?
No, like I said, if you call, and I'm speaking of Vector, you know, dealing with abatements and trash. If you call my office, I'm gonna go out there and speak with the person. That's the way I do things. After speaking, if there's no action, then I do my job.
That's great. Does Vector have a marketing budget or an outreach budget?
I try to grow the budget as we speak. Those are some negotiations that we're going through as well. But outreach will be, and I'm working on a mission statement. So outreach will be part of the Vector Control Department. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. I think the way that you've explained it is excellent. And I think a lot of people would listen if they hear you speak as eloquently as you have, in the form of, you know, leave behinds in the community, or even, you know, things in the alleyway that can be left, maybe on the can or a sticker, something like that, where there's budget for getting the name out there so they can call you more frequently.
And like I said, we canvass the city, looking for these things to make sure that it's being adhered to.
Yeah.
And if I may add, sanitation is working on an outreach program, and we'll bring Vector in on that because we want to communicate with the public expectations that we want and the things that we're offering our services. We want to offer the best service. And the only way to do that is if you have communication and you bridge the gap between us and the community. And just to let you know, starting April 1st for 6 weeks, we'll be doing spring cleanup. So we call that clean sweep. And what we'll do is we'll go in, we'll pick up the extra garbage, the extra debris. We'll give the guys like rake shovels. We starting to do a little bit of it now, but we basically just clean up everything. And we'll go over and over. We got areas that's assigned that'll be hit, the different areas twice in that 6 week period. So that'll be starting April 1st. We're starting to do a little bit now, and you'll see where we'll start picking up more debris and stuff. So that usually helps around that time when we out there cleaning up more.
And if I can say one more thing about spring cleanup, please do not put your leaves in the alleys. Put them curbside. Please. Makes for a whole better cleanup.
Commissioner Carroll. That was it for you, Mr.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Carroll.
Good morning, gentlemen. And good information. Thank you. I did miss one point of it. If you have to come out and do the mowing, for instance, what was that charge again?
$300 an hour.
$300 an hour?
$300 an hour.
$300 an hour?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
It wasn't a mistake.
And hopefully that's a deterrent.
I have a question for you, Mr. Kelly, a couple of questions. I hope that speaking with the IT person, last year we had a lot of problems with legal dumping. It got very carried away. And going out with the city workers and seeing what they had to go through and dealing with that on a daily basis. The last administration didn't want to do it. I hope that you guys will implement trying to get some deer cams or trail cameras where you can attach them and hide them places where we have a lot of dumping in the Eastport area. It was terrible. We just can't keep living like this. We can't keep having this. But can you explain to me, and I know you're aware of this, what is a blue zone?
Well, currently, blue zones, they're zones where people is healthy living. People eating the proper foods and psychological aspects. You know, if you're eating right and you're in a community where you don't see blight, well, psychologically, that's healthy. You know, So blue zones cover psychological well-beings and healthy eating, healthy as well.
One last question for you, I'm gonna have to let you go. The process of being hired by either department. Can you explain what a person needs to do? Where they go get the application, where they have to go for the public, please?
The applications are filled out here in City Hall. 18 years or older. We request that you have a driver's license. You know, because we need you behind the wheel sometimes, you know. So we want to hire the best people, and we do scanning of the applications so that we could get the best people. But that's basically the hiring process. Diploma, GED required?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ms. Carter, my question is for you. Last question for you. I tried to bring this to the sanitation department's attention a year ago. Are you guys planning on putting rakes back on the side of the garbage trucks? Cause you know, I picked up a lot of garbage as well. And I just want to know, why is that such a detour to not have the rakes on the side of the trucks? And then when there's trash that's there, why Mr. Adams is not being called out to find the people after the second time? Thank you.
Rakes are standard. And I think what happens, I just addressed that yesterday to make sure that the trucks have rakes, and a couple of them don't. Some trucks go down for repair, and then some guys take assigned rakes off trucks, put them on another truck, and then they get lost out on the site. No excuse, you know, but I did do an inventory check yesterday. All trucks should have rakes, shovels, and brooms so that we can clean up the trash. We do have a new system called Kentone. And so what that's doing is it gives us an electronic file on addresses where people need to be ticketed. And so we're leaving those. It's a new system. We're implementing it and we're constantly upgrading it. But that will allow us all as administrators and workers that's out there to be able to communicate what's going on with certain addresses. So we're implementing that and we're getting more precise on it now. Mr. Adams has been out there and he's been a part of developing the program. So now that we have this system in place, and once we get the teeth of it in real good, it'll help us record keeping better.
All right. I really appreciate you guys, what you do, and coming here, Mr. Kelly. I greatly appreciate it. I will be remiss if I do not say this. Last year and the year before, almost every administration, you guys write the tickets. Inspection department write tickets. I hope this is not the administration that is going to secretly destroy the fines and they're not being enforced. Because enforcement in this city is pathetic.
Right.
And like I think everyone here wants to have green grass. You know, we want to cut our grass, ride our zero turns, and we want to be good neighbors. So I hope that this administration really put an end to the friendship. Give me the ticket, I'll take care of it stuff. With that, I don't have nothing else to say, but thank you for coming.
Let me say to that, this administration will diligently take care of the city. That's what we got hired for, and I take it seriously.
Yeah.
So this is a new administration, and we speak with Madam Mayor frequently about the needs and desires of the city. So yes.
And call me before you fire me.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Let's get back to the agenda. Let's go the minutes for February 2024. I will entertain a motion to accept.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The ayes have it. Treasurer report, Ms. Benny, Commissioner Benny.
Yes, I submitted an email to everyone. Hopefully you received it. Sorry for the tardiness on it. I didn't receive the information until late. We have an ending balance of $2,350. I want to give a huge thank you and applause to our new commissioner, Casey McCormick, for the very generous donation of $1,000 that he gave to us. So thank you so much. And as I stated, our new ending balance is $2,350 inclusive of his $1,000 donation.
Thank you, Commissioner McCormick. And thank you for the report, Ms. Benny. I will entertain a motion to accept the treasury report.
So moved.
Second. Oh, okay. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Mr. Carroll, Pastor Carroll. All right, let's go on to new business. One of the things we're falling behind on is the subcommittees. So far, Madam Secretary, we do know that Pastor Johnson is the only one that's he's heading health. As we go down the line, for education, I don't know if Mr. Hurt is going to accept that or not. Somebody else. You'll be one of the co. You have to be one of the co. So right now he will be one of the co-persons, and we'll make a meeting date as soon as possible.
Okay, can I read the education committee? Maybe somebody will step up. Tony Cox, Pastor Hurt, Kenny Fly Senior, and Rodney McCormick. Nobody stepping up? Okay. According to our bylaws, the chairperson can appoint chairs for each committee.
I will wait until, we already have a co-chair. I will wait until we have a educational meeting, and I will make that assessment at that time. And then if need be, I'm going to have to be the other co-chair. I want to make sure that everybody plays a role in this. So we will take care of that at our first meeting here within the next 30 days.
I'll co-chair with Pastor Hurt.
There you go.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Cox.
No.
We already got health, but can you name all the people on health?
Health, I have the chair, Pastor Robert Johnson, Faye Moore, Mike Jones, Taylor Tillman, and Rodney McCormick.
And that's Pastor Johnson, correct?
Yes.
Okay, let's move on to employment.
Employment, we have Willie Millsap, chair, Casey McCormick, Rodney McCormick, Monique Thomas.
Is that chair?
Yes, we have a chair.
Anyone else want to be added to that or taken off? Go to the next subcommittee. Criminal justice.
Yes, criminal justice, I have Pastor Dwayne Hurt, Mike Walker, Tony Cox, Kenny Fly Senior, Taylor Tillman, Pastor Hurt. I got you twice, sorry about that. And Rodney McCormick.
May I ask a question? Brother
Yes, you may. Yes, you may.
What are the criteria? Because there's no criteria.
I want to make this clear because we sometimes we get sidetracked. Anyone can join the subcommittees. You don't even have to sit on this board. Anyone from the public can come in here and sit on any one of these subcommittees and have say on what they feel. So I would hope that Ms. Tillman and Mr. Walker will step up to the plate and maybe be co-chairs. But we will have a meeting, and if need be, Ms. Tillman, if you want to speak up now, or we can wait till we have a meeting, will have to take place within the next 15 days to address it. You got to turn your mic on.
Yeah, I'll be a go.
What did she say?
She will be the co-chair, and I believe Mr. Walker will be the other one. Pastor Carroll, you think you're gonna escape today, huh? I'm watching you.
Can I just add something to that? One of the other criteria is that whoever the chairperson is to assist the secretary in compiling the annual report. Each committee chair shall submit their annual report to the secretary no later than February 15th of each year, so that the secretary can submit the annual report to the city council. Says in our bylaws, the first March meeting, but we've already missed that, so it would be the second March meeting.
I was thinking maybe the 1st of April meeting, to be honest with you. But there's other issues that we need to address, but Mr. McCormick.
Just a follow-up question on that. Is there a place that we can access the previous reports just to see the format and content?
Miss Benning, Commissioner Benning will provide us with one of those so we can show you what we've done on criminal justice and education. And Miss Moore as well. But I will attend your first meeting for sure to make sure that we get everything in order. So you won't be left out there on your own. But whatever decision you make, we feel free. Feel free to be you and do what you have to do and what you can do. We're not here to criticize or tear down each other. We work together to get this done. Social factors.
Social factors, Fay Moore, Chair. And all I have is Rodney McCormick, Annie Ferguson, she's a resident on the west side. Lorraine Geiger, she's a resident and an NAACP member.
Yes, I'm going to add my name to that. Social factors.
Thank you.
Is there any other commission, is there any board that you would like to be removed from or added to? Please, let's get this done today. Hearing none, we are pressed for time. One of the things I do here in this meeting, Ms. Moore, go ahead.
And just the fundraising committee, I have Willie Millsap, Stacy Bennon, Pastor Hurt, Rodney McCormick, and Taylor Tillman for the fundraising committee.
Thank you.
Mike Jones want to be added? Oh.
I'm saying Miss Conley was a public.
Yes, she's on it as well.
Yeah, she's on it.
Ms. Conley. One of the things I must do is make sure the meetings are ran orderly and timely. I will not, I try to get done with things as fast as possible. So I like to try to get out here within an hour because there's a lot of people that's using their lunch hour to come in here. And that's greatly appreciated for everybody coming in voluntarily for that $45 or $48 or whatever it is. So we just want to make sure we get things done quick as possible. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and skip down to public comments. Mr. Kalavic.
Yes, Tommy Kalavic, 1316 Ohio Street. I'm also the Common Council appointed the Fire Merit Commission. I have my badge. Happy Black History Month. I know it's in February more, but here at the Michigan City Commission on the Social Staff every month is Black History Month. I have a public service announcement I'd like to make. If you let me pull this up here real quick. Hope my battery don't go dead on my tablet. This is mostly for all your teenagers and young adults and college students, those that have a desire to be more upwardly mobile in life, a lot like mine are. Michigan City, Washington Park, lifeguards needed. Lifeguard, $27.03 an hour. Assistant head lifeguard, $28.12 an hour. Head lifeguard, $29.20 an hour. Requirements: must have or obtain lifeguard certification. Must have a valid driver's license. Must pass a drug screening. We will have a free waterfront lifeguarding course, dates to be determined. Submit applications to the Michigan City Fire Department in a spirit administration building at 2510 East Michigan Boulevard or here at City Hall at 100 East Michigan Boulevard. Need more information? Send us a message or contact us at 1219-873-1440, extension 440. You can email our public information officer, Tia Free at emichigancity.com. Here's a chance to make more money than your parents probably make. We need our lifeguards. We've got one of the highest pay rates for lifeguards on Lake Michigan. I want to congratulate Commissioner Rodney McCormick. He's been appointed to the Alcoholic Beverage Commission for LaPorte County. He's the first, Gabriel Colorberry. He's the first black person to be appointed to that commission. That's what. He tries to be like Willie Millsap. He was the first LaPorte County commissioner elected. There's several. I might say that for another meeting. There's just a lot of off the top of my head local people that broke color barriers around here. I just want to say Blue Cape Performing Arts Center in Chippewa, India. I know we really don't have an entertainment venue here. I asked Brenda Temple about that. When they opened the sports book, they're not going to have acts at Blue Chip. But I know a very nice, very faith-based venue. There's an Amish community. I've been there several times. Next month they got Gladys Knight from Gladys Knight and the Pips. In June they have the Temptations. And in September they're going to have the Platters, the Drifters, and the Coasters. And I know they always have. I know we got a very faith-based, and, you know, we have a lot of pastors and religious people. They have like a gospel jubilee every year in the fall. I know it'd be a great place for you to take the youth groups or even your church group. You know, you can get like a buffet package. They have a great restaurant there. Highly recommend it. I think my time's just about up, so I'll just go ahead and sit down. Go Blazers, win the semi-state. You know, we got a great tradition in basketball here in Michigan City. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kalavi. Is there anyone else here for public comments? Come on down, sir.
Doug Adams cutting down the net, 1966.
Please state your name and your address when you get to the mic.
How you guys doing? My name is Kyron Williams. I live at 717 Franklin Street, Art Space. I am an artist. Is it okay if I read you something?
Go ahead.
So I have been an artist in Michigan City my whole life. I moved to Art Space in 2016, and Art Space has changed my life. It has empowered me to become a better artist and to look at my community and want to step up and create something for our community. I trust this letter finds you well. I am reaching out to you with great enthusiasm and a sense of purpose, seeking your support for a cause that I believe has potential to bring a significant positive change in our community. I am an advocate for Creative Eyes, an organization that stands at the forefront of redefining the meaning of visual art and design, aiming to help individuals become their greatest versions. Creative Eyes is committed to bringing back imagination in our youth, guiding them to tap into their natural state of creativity and unleashing untapped potential. In today's age, our community are bombarded with content that often lacks the creativity depth of positive influence we wish for them. Many parents are not even aware of the subtle ways and technology in shaping the children's minds. Creative Eyes is determined to counteract this by offering creative classes for kids, shaping their minds to re-innovate and use technology as a tool to enhance their creativity. The organization invites you to embark on a journey through its creations, a vibrant tapestry of diverse perspectives that bridge language, art, and design. In an era where innovation and imagination are key, Creative Eyes seeks to build a community that inspires self-discovery, unlocking potentials, and reshaping perspectives. As someone deeply passionate about arts, I have been a member of Michigan City's Art Committee for 2 years in the past, gaining valuable insights into corporate aspects of the art world. My experience has fueled my commitment to champion Creative Eyes' mission. The organization focus is not limited on youth, but extends to individuals of all ages and backgrounds, fostering a new way of thinking and living by empowering individuals to unlock their creative eyes. Creative Eyes aims to revolutionize art design through innovative thinking. So this is something that I have been sitting on for a few years now, and I wanted to bring this to you guys to get your thoughts behind what I just read you and see if there's any way to help me and our community make this happen.
Pastor Hurd. Sounds wonderful. Thank you for coming. I would like to get a little more background on it. What exactly you're attempting to do, what type of assistance, and then we can look at it further, I do believe.
Can I read you my mission statement?
Yes.
Okay, I'll be real quick. My vision, Creative Eyes aspires to be the vanguard of creativity, pushing the boundaries of art and design in new heights. I believe in by tapping into the limitless reservoirs of human imagination, I can not only reshape artistic landscape, but also fostering a community where innovation, self-expression is coverage. Empowering individuals. My commitment is to empower individuals to harness their intent, creativity, recognizing that every person possesses a creative eye. Your creative eyes is the eyes you see with, and the other third eye is the mind you tap into to become a better version of yourself. The community impact. Creative Eyes is dedicated to making a positive impact on communities worldwide through partnerships, events, and incentives. I aim to foster creativity in understanding areas, ensuring that transformative power art is acceptable to all. I believe that a thriving artistic community is a foundation for a vibrant, interconnected global society.
Thank you for your reading of the mission statement. If you can stay over after this meeting is over with, we have a couple of us that will ask you a couple of questions, and we will invite you back to come back next month. And if there's anything we can do, we will do. You have our word on that.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. Miss Moore? You couldn't find it?
There's actually a meeting being held today on Michigan City Council is establishing an internship program for youth in Michigan City for starting this summer. And so they're actually in session now discussing the new internship program for the youth in Michigan City during the summer to work with various city departments and help them pick up some of their slack and learn how the city works and operates.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. Maybe that would be a good time for you to go to that meeting and interject what you are doing, because you're going to have a lot of you that's autistic and that able to be able to help you in that area. Because I find out you'd be surprised of the individuals that we have in this city that very autistic and don't have nobody to guide them. So maybe that would be a good thing for you to go to and introduce yourself to that area.
Excuse me, I think you said the meeting's in session, isn't it?
Yes, it's going right now, so you can go over there and
Right down the hall.
right down the hallway. And I will be over there in a second. Yes.
Best of luck.
Yes. Before I adjourn this meeting, Officer Tillman, I have a question to ask you. I'm not asking you as commissioner, in your commissioner capacity. I'm asking you as an officer. Does the Michigan City Police Department has a crisis hotline number?
I can't say that we have a crisis hotline number for like, are you talking about for people in crisis?
Yeah, crisis or people you think that are in crisis. I may even be using a tip hotline because as you and all of us here, we're tired of the violence.
I got you.
And you know how sometimes my kids kind of know stuff that's going on right after they already solved the crime. So that means somebody knows what's going to happen before the crime is even committed.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a place where our young people can call and report without being feared that they be called out a snitch or whatever? Yes.
Yes, we do have a crime tip hotline number. I don't know the number off the back of my head, but we do have one.
And you Michigan City Police Department have a crisis counselor now?
We have a counselor, yes, and she works in various different aspects. You know, like with patients with dementia or just mental health issues and stuff like that. She works hand in hand with us.
And
Actually, stationed at the department.
Can you, to impose on you, can you please reach out to her and see if she'll be our next guest speaker?
Absolutely.
Or someone from the police department, because we need to make sure that people know that here's the number you call if you think there's a crime being committed. And we'll keep it anonymous, but we got to stop this crime. And it's the only way you guys can do the best you can do. But at the end of the day, it's the community.
Yeah.
If I'm looking out my window, somebody just got shot in my neighborhood, I'm looking out the window, I seen something. But the past administrations, it's hard to trust them. And we're trying to repair that and move forward. So
Absolutely.
if we can work together on that.
Just to reiterate, you are talking specifically about crime, or you want crisis, like, or you want the counselor as well? Because I mean, that's kind of two different things. Okay.
I don't know how to address it. I don't know how to word it right, but both. If I know that so-and-so over here is about to commit a heinous crime, who can I call? I mean,
Thank you for contacting Serpent.
I feel that's a crisis, so.
Okay.
Commissioner Nelson.
Commissioner Nelson, go ahead. Well, with that being said, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you.